The official Rashawn Agee of staying his ground, not going for the jab fakes, the jab step. So Eric Dixon, how do you get this one?
Inside, wide open.
It's around the Cohen screen. He'll launch from deep. That's well short. Off the hands of Lawyer. There's Cohen. Off the window. Count the bucket. And the
All Westfall and Baby Jordan.
Harold Miner. We battled my junior year at the old sports arena.
How'd you do?
Overtime. I did well. We lost, so all that went out the window.
How many did Miner have?
30.
How many you have?
28.
Okay. He was all right.
See how quickly I said it?
And an easy ball.
NBC, A-10, Big Sky, and now the Big Ten. He's been around. He's seen a lot. Way outside, rebound to Thomas. Thomas plays big minutes. It's only Trojan to play in every game, start every game. There's a runner. Nice look, pump fake, and one. Count it. Use Yates penetrating. Just blowing by everybody. Flip it up. Cohen rebound. Put it up, and good. Josh Cohen.
shoot it over the top.
Claude hit 2 threes early. 8 points in the first half for USC.
Off the bounce threes, too.
Cohen spinning around and gets his
knocking it out of bounds so that Claude couldn't score.
Kern had it stripped. Good hands by Abo. But behind the play, Wesley Yates shaken up. Cohen finishing at the other end. At Northern Illinois, at Penn State, not so much. Approaching the 8-minute mark. Here's Slacker turning the corner off the screen. Able to shovel it to Cohen. And one. And if that's Marco.
Get up, Yannick. Orange.
Did you say 23 fouls and 21 turnovers?
I did. Cohen off 1 foot. But it should have been higher than it was, if not for the intentional misses for more minutes. There's still 10 minutes to play. Too early for SC to put it in cruise control. But they do have a 20-point lead. Yates to Cohen. Lays it in.
I thought Yates was going to.
Claude with 5. Now with 2. Rising for a triple. That's what it's taken to make USC miss in this half.
For Jakari Harris. It was all made by Fletcher Lawyer, though. He blew up the handoff with Abo, and Smith collected, and then Purdue's out to the races. But I love the way Fletcher Lawyer started this game. Lawyer has 7. First 2 for Harris. St. Thomas, the senior, to Cohen, and he scores underneath. Throwing it up, and Colgan out of nowhere, flying high and throwing it down. Cohen bobbled it, got it back.
Just terrific patience by Michigan State to get to their second and third option. Was able to get a 3 out of it. Where would you want to be, guy? This is the place to be. Claude lost it. Cohen scoops it up.
Win of the season. Was that ball game, and that was a tremendous performance, especially considering Illinois had come off a very surprising demolition at home over a very good Penn State team.
Yeah, they took that Penn State team apart, and then USC came in off a loss at Indiana and took them apart. Here's Cohen inside for 2 and a 4-0. Yates now finds Abo, faked the pass, the 3 won't go. Williams and Butenjo battling for the rebound. It's Cohen inside, puts it in, and the foul.
Top 5 in blocks.
And he shoots 63% from the field, and it's not all layups, right? He can actually step out and shoot a jumper as well.
Back to Yates.
Cohen gets it up and in.
He's out with the injury. How much of that is reflected in that play?
Well, I think there certainly is some of it. If Renew's on the perimeter, he's a guy you don't have to rotate to. And granted, it's still a small sample size, right? Like
Illinois is for real. Yeah, they're young in spots, but they are for real.
Reuben Jones checks in. Gale already with 2 fouls. Cohen spinning, able to put this one through.
Defense more to the 3-point line. You don't get as many steals that way, but then you don't get blow-bys, and then there's Claude from behind.
Claude earns himself a steal there for the Trojans. Cohen is fouled and finishes. Actually expected maybe a slightly more competitive game. Southern, they hung around with Ole Miss. They have a history against power conference teams. Last year they beat number 21 Mississippi State on the road. The year before that they won at California. But as you said, end of a long road stretch in non-conference play. Long trip to the West Coast, losing to Loyola Marymount as Cohen finishes for 2.
Now they're down 2. Back pain and hasn't come back.
Up top, Thomas looking for a one-handed throwdown. Cohen gets the highlight instead, and 1. Catch and shoot 3. Wouldn't go for Jace Depron. Southern plays about 14 different guys. You never know at any given moment who's going to be in there. Over the front, Josh Cohen.
I did not. You know, I heard that you had a shot at a must-bust sweater, and none showed up in your Christmas stocking this year.
You know what? We showed it on the air, and they snatched it right back from me.
Terrible. Here's Cohen. Good spin baseline to get to the rim for 2. And on that drive.
And he can score. Like, he's a talented low-post scorer. He can step out and hit a mid-range shot. But, yeah, not playing a ton of minutes because they like to play smaller so that they can guard perimeter.
St. Thomas back out to Desmond Claude. Xavier transfer will go to work. Here's Thomas at the top. Back to Cohen.
This has been pretty normal, them going to him early for buckets and 2 in a row.
Game from the floor. Contested jumper. Cohen rebounds the first Trojan miss for 2.
Montana State. You just wonder if Montana State can really get back into this game without making threes, though. They got to find a way and give USC's defense credit. They have just taken it away.
With Cohen on him, Shellstack heaves. And the rebound for Desmond Claude.
St. Thomas, heard him tell, Eric Musselman tell Ashley before the half, St. Thomas with 2 fouls. That kept him on the bench in the first. The injury kept Cohen.
He played in the Mountain West the last 2 years at Boise State. Junior Joseph misfires.
Is that a heat check from a guy in the paint?
I think that's what they call him. Eric Musselman pointed to the struggles of St. Thomas, who comes in averaging 8 points per game after pouring in nearly 20 a game at Northern Colorado last year. They need him to score more. They need him to be more efficient. Cohen trying to turn the corner on Amseal, and he floats it in. Desmond Claude around the high screen set by Cohen. Muscles his way, missed it, but the tap back goes. Amseal down the lane, missed it short, and chased down by Desmond Claude. Josh Cohen gets to work and scores.
I think they got to get him more touches. He's a stabilizer for them.
C.J. Nolan up to 4 first-half points as he stretches this lead to 13. Thomas across the floor.
Good closeout by Nolan.
Cohen spins and lays it in. Indeed he did. 2.5 ticks left. Cohen muscles it up and it rolls in. A chance at a 3.
He wants the Trojans to be closer to shooters. They're doing a good job turning Dent into a distributor, but it seems like it's going well so far, guys.
Yeah, Desmond Claude hits the bucket at a halftime. Now a takeaway, and Cohen with a nice ball fake. Patience in the eye of a storm. Arizona lights the lamp.
They did a nice job, the sophomore, down on the block. And I got the first shot blocked, but stayed right with it and went back up with it and scored it.
USC, a brand new starting 5. No returners in there from a season ago. Josh Cohen.
That was a little bit too easy.
First St. Mary's turnover. A team that really values the basketball. They don't play at a fast pace. Cohen to the bucket with the right hand finish.
Got a roasting for that pun. And that was intended.
Barrett launches a 3 out of the timeout. And Claude rips it down for USC. This is what, our 6th game here in Greater Palm Springs this week? Thomas backs his way in. Lost the handle.
3 seconds, I thought they even called it. They didn't call it at all.
Cohen.
Baseline. Ashton Hardaway, hands ready, shot ready, knocked down that 3.
Just his 3rd triple on the early season. Stretches the St. Mary's lead to 4. Cohen muscles it in for 2.
Great catch, great.
Jabuzo-Abo came off the bench that first half, on the floor to start the second. Claude bounces, Cohen floats it in. First points in a while.
Go to the line, just 60% free throw shooter, and he's off the mark on his lone attempt. Desmond Claude into the game for USC. Nolan up top to Claude. Extra pass, Abo. Great passing inside for Cohen, who ends ton of minutes in any given game. Hutchinson tries one from long distance. Can't dial it in. Claude the rebound. Over to Abo. Looks for Cohen. Works inside again. Cohen with back-to-back back. Only issue, the 3 turnovers. Cohen inside, steps through. That's way off the mark. But he's able to track down his own rebound. It never hit the rim, so he flings it up and banks it in. Then haven't hit a field goal in the last 2.5 minutes. Claude to Williams on the wing. Downstairs to Cohen. He dominated the early minutes, and he picks up another basket.
Yet another point for the Tigers in transition. USC will need to do a better job defending those type of plays.
By USC, and whisks it to Thomas into the corner. Abo trying to tie, doesn't get it to go. Saved by Yates. Dropped off to Cohen, up and in. The hoop free ball. Denton's off the back of the rim and drops right home. Scrambling back up a point.
Little bit of luck for the Tigers, but we saw a little bit of luck for Josh Cohen and USC with a 3-pointer earlier.
Cohen doesn't need that much luck in.
Duje and McClendon, you see. Sada and Ganga getting a start as Tim Miles is shifting one player in the starting lineup. Missing one of his big men, Shaul Mariel, not able to go tonight. This is Josh Cohen. That's old school. Man, that's really old school.
Move. He's a guy that can score every so often. You know, he can be forgotten every now and then, but he's the guy that can put it on the floor and make plays.
Again, the experience, 83 games that Matt Nolan played at Yale before coming to USC to finish.
Good play.
And Cohen. Well, here's this USC opportunity. They didn't get it done before halftime, but they can separate a little bit this next couple of minutes. Thomas. Nope, got caught inside, but Cohen picks up the ball.
Cal shot 53%. The offense is 1 in the first half. What's going to happen in the second? Josh Cohen didn't play much of the first half after starting, Don. Now Claude drops it back for Cohen. He makes an impact there. The reason he likes facing USC. Of course, he was on Stanford last year. Stojakovic was.
My guess is his career high of 20 will be eclipsed here very shortly.
Rolls around and in too early.
Number one point of emphasis when we talked to Eric Musselman today at practice, what do you want to get better at? He said defensive rebound.
Cohen downhill off the spin move. He's got the first hoop for SC.
Terrence Williams talked about his play in that exhibition win over Gonzaga. 20 points. He was 4 for 6 from 3. That 3 ball goes in, fixes a lot of problems. And Cohen once again going to work. 4 years at Division II Central Oklahoma, Division II All-American. His green light has a green light, JB.
And they've gone from down 12 to up a buckets, back to the middle. That's where they got started, and Josh put it in. Able to get it in the hands of Wells. Made a miss.
Good job by Claude fighting through that screen. Got hip check, kept going.
Thomas fires to the corner. A toe check from Terrence Williams the second. Cohen whirling back to that right hand. This is Ellingsworth, a lefty. Jab step 3, comes up short. 1 and done for the Mavs. Williams on the move. Lost a handle, Claude bails him out.
See, if you keep going to Cohen, then he'll be able to keep getting them in foul trouble. You see, Ellingsworth has to come over and help. Doesn't want to foul.
From him and from Deontay Smith to compete with USC.
USC has more size, but they don't have great rim protection. So it's a good place to attack the defense if you can get there.
What a find. An easy hoop for Josh Cohen.
You cannot turn the ball over, putting the ball behind your back, trying to go 1-on-3 in a 1-point game. Cannot do it.
Cohen in the middle of the defense. Shot fake.
Right at Ellingsworth. Couldn't guard him hard.
Student from Northern Colorado. Spent his first 2 seasons at Loyola Chicago. You got to tell that story about Sister Jean.
We will. I'm sure she's watching too. But you see the 2-2-1 soft pressure. Now you go right to Cohen. Turn and face, Josh.
No double there. He does it himself.
Oh, must wanted the foul.
And Claude, he got a hand up. Just a great shot there from Idaho State.
And they will need to make shots tonight. Really struggled to shoot the ball against Arizona State. Pass intended for Cohen, deflected into the corner for Abo. Looks for help and sends it back to Claude. Trojans letting the shot clock dwindle. Cohen goes to work. The former Minuteman fouled and finishes. The Bengals lead. Idaho State shot 25% from the field against ASU in their season opener.
And an early sample size, but looking to be much better on shot selection so far tonight.
USC looking to answer. Claude works on Darling, skips it, Cohen, and he has back-to-back.
Paul Noling, the closer. He likes bringing him off the bench because he can be an all-around reliever for USC.
Not just in double figures scoring, with 6 of 6 from the field. Cohen. Darling makes both, back to a 2-point game. Thomas skips it. Cohen, the fake, inside and scores. 1 second differential between shot clock and game clock. Do they look inside for Josh Cohen? It's Thomas at the commands. Bergen picks him up. Thomas looks inside. It is Cohen who scores. 5 looking to extend the advantage. Thomas, tough fadeaway, in and out. Cohen offensive board and 1. Otten. O'Neal steps through, floats it up, leaves it short. Thomas claims the rebound. Almost turns it over. Into the corner for Yates. Inside Cohen. Up and in. And the 15 on the day for Idaho State. And USC the basketball up by 1. Cohen. Drives inside to Thomas. Cohen has it tipped. Able to regather into the wing for Slacker. Abo backing down. Double team shows. Cohen, pump fake, pull up, knocks it down.
How much people like the beach. Let's go practice at Venice Beach. Why not?
It worked. Desmond Claude was one of the first guys they FaceTimed, and it worked. How could it not? There's Cohen inside with the basket. And Bonham creates an open look, and still ice cold from three is Chattanooga.
USC doing a much better job on their defensive board here in the second half. Chattanooga back to man. Let's see if Nolan goes to work here. Good pass.
And Cohen finishes it all.